I don't think John will jeopardize anything come to that fight. But look, if John, once it's all said and done, if John wants to go out on the street and have this out, I'm more than game. He's just a fucking idiot. Plain and simple. I mean, geez. I mean, look, we've all seen the tantrums he's had. You know, headbutting walls and headbutting people and smashing Perspex glass and holding his bowls and saying he's the king of the world and King Kong bowls and whatever else. And I was just fed up of it, you know.
Breaking news in this explosive situation as John Fury has crossed a serious line with an alleged death threat towards Eddie Hall, and now reports confirm he has been banned from ringside. This is chaos before the fight even begins, and it is turning into something far bigger than boxing. The tension has officially gone completely out of control.
And then I was just so fed up. I was trying to get in nowhere with these guys. I'm like, look, you talk the talk. You fucking walk around headbutting and smacking people and punching windows and whatever else. I said, well, why don't you guys fucking put your money where your mouth is for once and fucking do something? And then
Tommy Fury makes it clear this rivalry is personal within the Fury family, and he is stepping in because of that pressure. He shifts focus to Eddie targeting the whole Fury name and now promises he will deal with it inside the ring.
I mean, at the end of the day, the real beef is between Eddie and my dad. You know, that's genuinely what has happened here. I'm only doing this fight because of my dad. So the real beef is between Eddie and my dad, and I'm obviously just stepping up to the plate. Tyson's on a different stratosphere. Basically, Eddie was having a pop between all the Furies. You know, he wanted to fight with a Fury, and he's got.
Eddie Hearn admits the situation has gone too far with John Fury getting involved in a very personal way. He criticizes the behavior but also acknowledges the reality of boxing business where controversy only increases hype. Despite the chaos, he believes this drama will only push more attention onto Tommy Fury versus Eddie Hall and make the fight even bigger.
I mean, listen, it's boxing, it's family. John's John. Both goading each other. Both very personal. Both means a lot to everybody. Shouldn't have done it. But he's done.
Carl Froch does not hold back here and directly calls out the behavior around John Fury as unacceptable and chaotic. He believes the constant threats and aggression are damaging the sport's image. At the same time, he makes it clear that this kind of mindset only adds more tension before a massive fight involving Tommy Fury and Eddie Hall.
So he's behaved like a thug in a disgusting manner, and then he's able to just laugh it off and joke it off and say, you know what, anyone comes near me, they're going to get a headbutt. So it's kind of justified what he's done. He's been vindicated for what he's done, as in, yeah, it's okay to go around like that and behave like an imbecile, and then still laugh and joke and still threaten to headbutt me and Bellew. I've told you what I think about headbutting this too. You know that.
Simon Jordan doubles down on the criticism and describes the situation as pure thuggish behavior from John Fury. He argues that people should not be surprised given his past and personality. However, he also highlights a bigger truth that this kind of controversy, no matter how negative, keeps boxing in the spotlight and fuels interest in Tommy Fury's fight with Eddie Hall.
No, not really. It's thuggish behaviour. John Fury's, is boorish, thuggish, unedifying, unpalatable, uncouth, vulgar behaviour. Absolutely. But what do you expect from John Fury?
Well,
John Fury's been in prison for gouging someone's eyes out. What did you expect him to do? Convert into a Samaritan? Is it a nice look? No. Was it a nice look over the years in boxing about so many things? This ridiculous sentimentalising of society and expecting everyone to behave in their best version of themselves.
Johnny Nelson explains that John Fury's actions are driven by emotion and pressure rather than control. He suggests that things spiral when he gets caught in the moment. Now with a ban from ringside, the pressure shifts again and the focus moves fully onto Tommy Fury and his dangerous fight against Eddie Hall.
The pressure is now on John to behave himself. He's distracted a lot of attention and talk, and I'm quite sure someone will have a word with him out. The authorities will have a word with him out.
Eddie Hall reveals that this is deeply personal for him and not just business or promotion. His emotions are tied to family loyalty, and that makes him more aggressive going into this clash. With John Fury now banned and tensions rising, this mindset only adds more danger to Tommy Fury's fight against him.
It's like if someone fell out with my dad, I don't think I could be friends with them. You know, if someone said something bad or fell out with my dad, I'd probably want to hurt them as well. So here we are.
Tommy Fury is making a very bold statement here and directly targeting Eddie Hall's biggest question mark, his chin. He is confident that boxing skill and accuracy will expose the weakness in Eddie's defense. But this confidence also raises the stakes massively because when you start talking about exposing a chin, you are inviting danger. Especially against someone like Eddie Hall who carries one-punch knockout power. This is where confidence meets risk, and Tommy Fury is fully leaning into that pressure situation.
Men, in the ring all the time, but what's different, the muscles can't get on the chin, and I'm looking to find that chin, so we'll see.
Eddie, obviously Calla says at the start there, we know what we're going to expect from you in the ring. I'm hearing from speaking to people in your interviews that may not be the case. Obviously you don't want to give...
Simon Jordan takes a controversial stance here by calling the event entertainment, but still admitting the danger involved. He openly says he would not want to face Eddie Hall inside the ring, which shows the level of respect for his power. At the same time, his comment about Tommy Fury getting hit adds even more fuel to the fire. It reflects how divided opinions are around this fight, where some see it as a spectacle and others see real risk and violence waiting to happen when these two collide.
If it's a good fun event and you take it for what it is, I mean, I wouldn't want to be in it. I wouldn't be across the ring from this fella, but notwithstanding, I'm quite happy for Tommy Fury to get a punch in the...
Frank Warren explains why this fight is happening, and it is very clear that money and opportunity are driving it as much as sport. He acknowledges the danger, but also focuses on the financial and career impact for the fighters. From his perspective, this is a massive platform fight that benefits everyone involved. But at the same time, the risk factor cannot be ignored because Eddie Hall brings unpredictable power and Tommy Fury is stepping into a very high-pressure environment where one mistake could change everything instantly.
This grabbed everybody's attention for various reasons. And they're getting, Tommy's getting life-changing money. And, I can't knock that. You're in the ring, it's a dangerous place to be. And, my job is if I see a fight that I feel he can win and I'll put him into it, then I'll do that. And it gets him, gets him further up the ladder. Not only do I think he can win it, I think, obviously he this is a high profile fight, but he's getting a truckload of money for it. So, it ticks all the boxes.
Wade Plemons breaks down the technical side and suggests that Tommy Fury should have the advantage if he stays composed early. He points out Eddie Hall's limited boxing experience and tendency to rely on power rather than structure. However, he also reminds everyone that even a basic puncher with heavyweight strength can change a fight instantly. That is the danger here. Tommy Fury might be the better boxer on paper, but Eddie Hall only needs one opening to flip the entire fight on its head.
He's going to take it seriously. Now, I expect Tommy to pretty much do what he wants with him if he can get, Eddie to relax a little bit after the first, second, and maybe third round. Because as big as Eddie is and as athletic as he is, he can't box very much. He's not a great boxer. He swings for the bleachers. He's got great power, obviously, and he's a good athlete. He's a really good quick-twitch athlete. But even in the Hafthor Bjornsson fight, I can't even believe we're referencing this in terms of a Tommy Fury fight, but even in that fight, I know Eddie had one arm because he had a shoulder messed up, but Thor outboxed him and stuck a left hand on him. He was the southpaw. It was tricky, but listen, and Tommy is not a high-level operator, but he better be high-level enough.
Vidal Riley gives a balanced but cautious prediction about this fight. He leans towards Tommy Fury winning due to his boxing background and experience, but he does not fully dismiss Eddie Hall's chances either. The key takeaway here is uncertainty. Even trained fighters and analysts are not fully confident about how this plays out. That unpredictability is exactly why this fight is gaining so much attention. On paper it looks like a mismatch, but in reality, Eddie Hall's raw power keeps everything dangerous and open-ended.
Eddie, when I sparred Eddie, he was 140 kg. I don't know how much he's gonna have to be for Tommy, but Tommy should win, innit? He should win. But Eddie Hall, who knows? It makes sense for Tommy, innit? It's a good fight. It's a good fight.
Tom Aspinall breaks this fight down in the most honest way possible, and he refuses to fully lean towards either side. He clearly acknowledges Tommy Fury's lifelong boxing experience and technical foundation, which naturally gives him the advantage in a normal boxing setting. But the key warning here is Eddie Hall's real fighting ability and raw power. This is not just a novelty fight in his eyes. It is a dangerous matchup where one punch can completely erase all technical advantage. Tommy Fury might control the distance and score points, but Eddie Hall only needs one clean connection to completely change the outcome of the fight. That is why even elite fighters are calling this unpredictable and genuinely dangerous, rather than a simple skill mismatch.
Interesting fight. Tommy is obviously a boxer. Eddie can fight as well, though, to be fair. So, yeah.
You train with both of them, though.
I train with both
What's the skills? What's the breakdown for this one?
Tommy's been boxing all his life, so you would think that the edge should go to Tommy, but Eddie can actually genuinely fight. So
Dave Allen reacts in a very casual but honest way, and you can hear the surprise in his tone at how this fight has come together. He respects both Tommy Fury and Eddie Hall and sees this matchup as something entertaining rather than strictly competitive in a traditional boxing sense. He also highlights the strange nature of modern boxing, where relationships, crossover appeal, and business opportunities often matter just as much as sporting logic. The idea of two well-known figures potentially being friends outside the ring but still stepping into a high-profile fight shows how commercial boxing has become. At the same time, it also shows why fans are so interested, because it feels unpredictable and unusual compared to standard boxing matchups.
World's Strongest Man, amazing. Do you know what I mean? Brilliant. He's fighting Tommy Fury. I thought they were mates. They probably are mates. They're probably making a fucking fortune as well.
Dave Allen gives a very honest and balanced reaction, where he admits both respect and criticism at the same time. He clearly says he will watch the fight, which shows its entertainment value and mass appeal, but he also questions it as a legitimate boxing contest. From his point of view, this is more of a spectacle-driven event rather than a pure sport-based matchup. However, even with that criticism, he admits people are still going to tune in because it is interesting and unusual. That is the reality of modern boxing, where crossover fights generate huge attention regardless of opinion. Tommy Fury versus Eddie Hall is exactly that kind of event where controversy and curiosity are doing more work than traditional matchmaking.
Watch it. Of course I'll watch it. I like Tommy Fury a lot. I'm a Tommy Fury fan. Eddie Hall, I'm an Eddie Hall fan. I like the World's Strongest Man. A lot of respect for him. So of course I'll watch it. I'll watch it as it's a spectacle, in it. It's part of the new bit of circusry that's come into boxing. All these exhibitions, different people from different sports coming in. But for all intents and purposes, as a boxing match, what a load of bollocks. Yeah, I don't think it's. I don't like it too much. But I'll watch it because it's like it's interesting in lots of ways, and I think people find it interesting.
Now everything comes down to one of the most unpredictable crossover fights in modern boxing, with Tommy Fury bringing pure boxing skill, timing, and experience against Eddie Hall, who carries raw heavyweight power and a mindset built on aggression and belief in a single finishing punch. With John Fury banned from ringside after the explosive controversy, the tension around this fight has only increased, and it feels even more chaotic going into fight night. The real question is not just technique, but who handles pressure when it matters most, because Tommy Fury could control the distance and win every round on points, while Eddie Hall only needs one clean shot to completely flip the entire fight. Mentally, this is a dangerous clash because both men fully believe in their own path to victory, and neither is stepping in just for show. Now it is your turn to decide if boxing skill will dominate or if raw power will shock the world. Drop your prediction in the comments and join the debate right now.